Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking on a fun, self-imposed design challenge, creating a packaging for a fictional Canadian craft beer brand. There's no client, no brief, just my imagination leading the way. I want this brand to stand out, and instead of going for the usual minimalistic old-school European look or the hyper-masculine industrial aesthetic, I'm embracing a storytelling approach. My design will feature an old-timey, snow-covered village, a place straight out of a traveler's tale, where a wanderer finds himself in a cozy tavern surrounded by friendly, hospitable northerners. I think this kind of whimsical storytelling fits well with our generation, the Gen Z. We're proud nerds, we love lore, fantasy, and rich world building, and we appreciate brands that embrace that kind of creativity. This beer isn't just a drink, it's an invitation to step into a different world, even just for a moment. First, I sketched out a village. I wanted it to feel nostalgic yet alive, like a place you'd stumble upon in an old folktale. I kept my sketch fairly loose, focusing more on the overall shape rather than tiny details. The goal is to capture the essence of the village before refining it further in the next step and layer. And then, as you can see, came the fun part, painting. I was using a crayon-like brush in Procreate because it gives a textured storybook feel to the illustration. To create depth, I divide the painting into 3 layers. The foreground buildings, these are the darkest and most detailed ones, since they're closest to the viewer. The midground buildings, which have slightly less contrast and detail. And the background elements. These are lightest and most desaturated, creating an atmospheric effect. This layering technique helps establish depth and makes the village feel more immersive. I want the viewer to feel like they are standing at the entrance of this village, the crisp air filling their lungs, the sound of distant laughter, and clinking mugs drifting from the tavern. The streets are narrow and winding, their cobblestones peeking through a soft layer of snow. The windows glow warmly, promising a cozy refuge from the cold. The wooden signs peek gently in the wind, each one painted with symbols. To add more personality to the scene, I carefully pick details to highlight. The roofs are uneven, some slightly slanted off, as if they've seen better days of heavy snowfall pressing down on them. A wooden cart is going to be parked in the back of the houses, half buried in snow, barely even visible. To create the feeling of a calm, yet mysterious medieval setting, I use soft, feathery strokes to blend the colors of the sky, pale lavenderish blue fading into deep indigo, as if the sun has just set and the night is slowly creeping in. The village may seem peaceful, but who knows what adventures await beyond its borders. A lone traveler might pass through, warming their hands by the fire before setting off towards the dense forests or towering mountains in the distance. Once the crayon layer is done, I switch to a semi-transparent brush to enhance the key details. I softly highlight the snow drifts, add a gentle glow to the windows, and give the rooftops a touch of shimmer. The trick is to make the snow look soft and untouched, but also a bit lived in, with a little form of carriage trailing off towards the building. Adding this depth and light makes the village feel not just like an illustration, but a place you could walk into, setting for the stories yet to unfold. Maybe there's a hidden path behind one of the houses leading to an unknown adventure, or an old storyteller in the tavern sharing his tales of the northern lights. This is what I love about illustration. It's not just about making something look good. It's about creating a world people can escape into, even if it's just for a moment. With my illustration complete, it's time to fit everything into a packaging layout. A beer can has limited space, so everything needs to be well balanced and readable. And make sure the edges of the design align properly so that when the label wraps around the can, there's no awkward misalignment. The background on the label is a deep, rich purple. It makes the snowy village pop and adds to the cozy evening atmosphere. For the text, I use white for contrast. I place the flavor description in a clean, readable font, ensuring it's legible even at a quick glance. Other key elements include the barcode, recycling symbol, and the brewery logo. Speaking of the logo, I decided to keep it simple, just a stylized text rather than an intricate emblem. When designing for a mock-up project like this, it's important to keep the logos clear, scalable, and adaptable across different materials. A strong, simple logo is easier to integrate into various branding assets. The final step is presenting this project in a polished way, and for that, I'm using Behance. If you're an artist or designer, I can't stress enough how valuable this platform is. Behance isn't just a portfolio, it's a networking tool. It connects you with other creative potentials and clients, and it's a great way to showcase your design process. For this project, I'm putting together a clean layout featuring different collages of my design, close-up shots of the illustration and packaging details, as well as a short breakdown of my design concept and process. A strong Behance post doesn't just display finished piece, it should tell a story. It helps people understand your thought process, which can make your work more memorable to potential clients or employers. And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed watching this process as much as I enjoyed creating it. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more design content, and drop a comment. Let me know what kind of branding or packaging design you'd like to see next. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!